This is a mini monkey's fist. This is a small monkey's fist. This is a mega monkey's fist. Hey, what's going on, weavers? Tim here again. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, and in today's tutorial we're learning how to make a mega monkey's fist impact tool. Yes, this is an impact tool, and whatever you choose to impact with it is your own business. I'm just here to teach you how to make one. It's got an 8-ball as a core, 11 passes on each side, a length of lanyard with a handle as well, and also a carabiner so you can hitch it to whatever you want. So that being said, let's get into it. For this monkey's fist impact tool, I do have my 2 lengths of paracord, orange being the main color, green the second. I've also got a regulation size 8-ball as well as a carabiner. I'm also using my speedy jig to tie the monkey's fist. It'll make things a lot easier. And of course, if you're looking for where to get paracord and the other materials and speedy jig that I use in this video, feel free to check out the links down below. I'm going to start by placing my 8-ball into the jig. And I've got the pins set to the right position where it's just large enough to fit the 8-ball in and hold it steady. Next, I've got my piece of orange paracord, and I'm going to measure out about 3 feet, okay, in between my pinched fingers there. That is roughly 3 feet, and it should be enough for us to tie the lanyard portion. So at the 3-foot mark, I'm going to tie a simple overhand knot like so. We're going to slip this knot onto one of the rods on the monkey's fist jig, and I've got the majority of the cord on the right side. Okay, so that's the long end on the right and the short end on the left. From here, we're going to start wrapping around the rods, and we're going to do our 11 passes. Okay, so I mentioned this is an 11 pass monkey's fist. So wrap those 11 passes around like so, and make sure those cords are stacked nice and neatly. So once you've verified you have 11 passes, now we're going to start wrapping the sort of perpendicular direction like so. And just notice the position of the cord relative to the rods on the jig. You want to do exactly as I'm doing. And of course, you're going to wrap another 11 passes. Okay, so wrap those 11 passes all the way around the 8-ball. You also don't need to pull too tight on these passes, but wrap it tightly enough just so that everything stays in place. So I wrapped 11 passes now in this perpendicular direction. So before you move on to the next step, do verify you have the correct number of passes around each side, because you definitely don't want to have to redo this part. So from here, I'm going to attach a fid to the working end of my paracord. Okay, I'm just going to quickly screw that onto the end of the paracord. And at this point, I'm going to undo that overhand knot we tied earlier. That was just to keep the cord in place. And we don't need that anymore, and it's actually easier if you undo it because it will get in the way at this point. So now, as you can see, my working end is kind of on the top right corner, and we're going to start wrapping it around the inside of that 8-ball. So again, we're going to go perpendicular to the second set of passes. I'm going to start by inserting the fid in between the 8-ball and the outermost layer of passes there. See, I go in on the right side. Then we're going to pass it around to the left side, and I'm going to go underneath and through the left side to the front where I started, or I guess you can call it the top. And that's how this third set of wraps will go around. So it's going to be wrapping around the core. It'll be going perpendicular to the second layer of paracord wraps. And of course, you're going to do 11 passes once again. And of course, do make sure that your cords stay neatly stacked. You definitely don't want them crossing over or getting overlapping each other. And do those wraps all the way to the other side. Okay, so I've done my third set of wraps. Okay, then of course we have 11 passes all around. And then we're going to remove that entire thing from the jig. And at this point, you're going to cinch up all the slack out of your monkey's fist, okay? So definitely do this and try to keep the cords even on both sides, because you've got 2, free strands there, and you want to keep it as even as possible. And just be sure that you're feeding the slack all the way from one side of the monkey's fist out to the other. It does take a bit of practice, and if you've never cinched up a monkey's fist before, I do suggest you practice on a small one just to get the principle down of cinching out all the excess. And you want to get this monkey's fist nice and tight. So with our monkey's fist cinched up nice and tightly, we're now going to tie a stopper knot. I chose to tie the wide diamond knot, but you don't have to do that if it's too complicated for you. You can just tie the regular diamond knot, much more simple. But if this tutorial is too confusing for the wide diamond knot, I will link my dedicated tutorial for that. That's done in 2 colors. So really quick, with the strand on the right, we're going to make a counterclockwise loop, lay that over the strand on the left. Then you're going to pass the left strand around and go underneath that middle cord and form the Carrick's bend. Now from here with the strand on the right, you're going to bring it to the left side and pass it through the lobe on the left, and that kind of forms another lobe up top. And with the cord that's on the bottom left, you're going to bring that over to the right side, pass it through the lobe on the right, and form kind of like a 4th lobe. Now from here, you're going to take the strand on the left and pass it underneath this area right here where those 2 cords are crossing over from the left to the right. And then you're going to do the same on the other side, bring the right cord to the left side and underneath those 2 crossing over cords. And for the final step, we're going to bring the left cord around to the right, pass it behind the base cord on the right and through the middle from the back to the front, and wrap the right cord around to the left side, around that kind of base cord and out through the middle. So I do understand that was very fast. Check out my dedicated tutorial for this knot, and that will give you a much clearer instruction for that. So now I'm going to cinch up my knot and get it nice and tight, and also going to move it all the way up as close to the monkey's fist as possible. And I use my knotter's tool. That definitely helped at this point to get all the slack out. Next, with my secondary color, I'm going to take the midpoint of that cord and put it in between the 2 orange strands. We're going to do a 4-strand round braid. I'm going to cross the 2 orange strands over top the green. Then I'm going to switch to the green and cross them over. Okay, so this is a very simple way of tying the 4-strand round braid. And notice I'm going to take the orange that was on the bottom left and bring it to the top right. Now look at the green cord that's on the bottom right. I'm going to bring it to the top left. So that's just a quick, easy way of memorizing which cord to cross over. So notice bottom left orange goes to the top right. Okay, and now look at the green. The bottom right green crosses over and goes to the top left. And you'll notice if you do it the wrong way, it won't work. So it's very easy to figure out. And I'm just going to continue tying this 4-strand round braid for a specific length. That length is up to you, but I will annotate in the video how long I made my braid. So I've come down to the end of my round braid, and I want the green to be connected to the carabiner. So I'm going to pull the 2 green cords downwards like so. And now I'm going to tie a Cobra knot around the green with the orange. Okay, so the right cord goes over the 2 core strands, left behind that one and out to the crook on the other side. And you're just going to tie a few Cobra knots just to form the handle of your monkey's fist lanyard. Now I've gotten down to the end. You can just clip the cords off where they are. I decided to do the clean finish, so it looks good from that side. And I've got both cords coming out that end. I'm going to snip and melt those cords, and melt them with my lighter and press down on the knotter's tool. Now to connect to our carabiner, I'm taking both green cords, passing them through the front, bringing them out the back, and we're going to tie 2 cow's hitches. Okay, so right side strand goes to the left of itself, kind of like making a loop around, and then you're going to bring it around the front and then come in through the back of that carabiner and back through that loop you just created, like so. See, super simple. And you do the exact same thing on the other side. So bring that carabiner, loop it this time around the right side of the cord, bring it to the left. Now bring it back to the back of the carabiner and pull it through that loop you just created. Okay. Now cinch up those two cowl hitches, and as you guessed it, we're going to continue by doing more Cobra knots. So right side strand goes over, left side goes behind and through the crook on the right, like so. And tie these Cobra knots all the way down the orange section. So this is forming the King Cobra section of your knots. And yep, tie that all the way down your orange section as far as you can. And I reached the bottom with just enough paracord. I usually don't cut it that close, but it just so happened that's how much paracord I had left. And of course, I'm going to snip and melt the cords where they are. Both sides, clean that up, melt it, press down on it with the knotter's tool. And there we have it. There is our Mega Monkey's Fist impact tool. That's right. It's a tool that creates impact. I'm not going to tell you what you can use it for because that's up to you. You want to tenderize a steak with it. You want to take down some drywall. Do whatever you like. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. This one came out really sweet and absolutely love this project. And yeah, these are super fun to make and fun to just swing around, but do not hurt yourself. And as always, a huge thank you to all my Patreon supporters. If you guys want access to exclusive videos as well as other Patreon perks, feel free to check out my Patreon page. The link is in the video as well as down below. You can join for as low as $3 a month to reap all the benefits. If you enjoyed what I did in this video, feel free to check out what I have to offer on the rest of my channel.